Young and Restless has continued to dial up the drama, though there's a concerning lull in the wake of Cameron's departure. Will the soap find another way to ratchet up the tension without a big bad on the canvas? Thoughts on this week and what's ahead? Tearjerker. Such amazing work by Mark Grossman and Courtney Hope this week. The scene where Adam broke the news to Sally that the baby didn't make it had me gulping back tears of my own while recapping. As I mentioned in last week's Restless rant, this twist took me by surprise, and I'm hoping that the fallout will be worthwhile. It was a disappointing turn of events for Ally fans, some of whom have been put off by Sally's treatment of Adam in the aftermath, but it's good soap. Adam's voice cracking while he told a sleeping Sally that he couldn't let her go because he loved her told me all I need to know about the future of this pairing. When he went back again, however, after she'd asked him not to, I was wishing he'd taken Nick's advice to give her space. I'm sure Sally will thaw toward him eventually. In the meantime, Adam will turn to the dark side, although to what degree is not clear. My question is who will be there with him? Allied interests. Perhaps it will be Nick who will be by Adam's side. One can only hope that after being unceremoniously dumped by his sister in favor of her lover, Nick will reconsider Victor's prior suggestion to join Adam at McCall. Given that Adam is gearing up to take on Newman Media, it's kind of a delicious setup for Nick to get his own back. I can't get over Victoria's treatment of Nick. It was so cold to do this to him at all, let alone in light of what he'd been through, so I'm all about her getting taken down a few pegs. Has Victoria inadvertently kick-started her own demise? We'll see. Chaos, I loved seeing all the old flashbacks of John Abbott. It always angered me that they killed off that character, so it brings back a bit of that feeling of injustice as well. It was also nice to have Kim Douglas on as Zelda. The Abbotts always bring the emotion that hits you right in the heart, and Tracy's little intervention certainly did that. Unfortunately, the peace won't last. All hell is about to break loose at the Abbott mansion, right after poor Tracy thought she'd made inroads with the peacekeeping. Jack's announcement about Diane's new position at Abbott is absolutely going to fire up the animosity between him and Ashley again, undoubtedly bringing a reluctant but amused Tucker along for the ride. Meanwhile, Kyle's next move is about to upend the younger generation in the family, as the preview reveals he will ask Summer for a separation. Sadly, this will impact the beleaguered young Harrison, but it gets worse. Kyle will not be content to sort through his feelings about his wife's betrayal. Instead, he will compound the problems by getting entangled, literally, with the beautiful and conniving Audra Charles. The nightmare continues. Cameron's reign of terror was abbreviated this time around. The writers zipped Faith in and out just long enough to be held captive by the monster to up the ante for Sharon and Nick, and then had Sharon shank the guy. Amusingly, Sharon told Nick after the fact that she felt alive, activated, and awake, which is all good news for the fans who have watched her languish on the back burner for far too long. That said, she can't quite move on to entirely new pastures yet, as she's not done dealing with Cameron's creepy BS. Persod, watch for her to receive a package from Kirsten's attorney. What has he left her in his will? What will she do with it? Stay tuned. Odds and ends. I'm waiting to see if the writers are going to go there with Sharon and Chance, who got a little more touchy-feely this week, or with Summer and Chance in the wake of her split from Kyle. Phyllis returns next week, and I can't wait to see how she's going to get herself out of the colossal mess she's landed in this time. Victor's taking a wait-and-see approach to Victoria's machinations, which is surprising to me. The week's events had me wondering what's next, if anything, for Elena. I'd like to see her get back to Victoria. Lily, Daniel, Devin, and Abby have been off-screen for a minute, and I can't say that I've missed any of them. A sad state of affairs, especially given how excited I was about Daniel's return.